Good day and welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob and I'm really appreciative of you joining me today. Thank you. Yesterday we wrapped up what's been a brief survey of the various theoretical and practical roots that feed and nourish your Vitality Project. And this includes the seminal contributions of Carl Jung. That's where we finished up. Our exercise yesterday was kind of the tail end of our wrapping up for now, a look at Jung's psychology and its contributions to our health and our well-being, to our recovery from addiction. The exercise that we did yesterday involved our consciously connecting up our repressed shadow, which is Jung's idea, with our own addictions and or other psychological or even physical symptoms. So we're looking at the link between repressing on the one hand and symptoms arising on the other. I didn't mention this yesterday, but sometimes the image of the whack-a-mole game comes to mind. Is if you push down in one area, it pops up in another area. If you've played that game, that's the image that comes to mind. So I'm curious, what did you discover in yesterday's exercise? It occurs to me that we could, in fact, summarize not only Jung's impact on my work here at Your Vitality Project, but we could also include in it the other twin streams that I've summarized. There's Jung, also contemporary clinical psychology, and finally, mindfulness research, is that we could combine all of these into a 5-part map for daily personal inventories for health and well-being. And so in that spirit, we might ask ourselves each day, how am I doing today in terms of, 1, taking care of my physical well-being? We talked about Jung's emphasis on embodiment. 2, how am I doing in terms of feeding my mind? Jung deeply, deeply supported intellectual stimulation and development. 3, how am I doing in terms of cultivating creative forms of self-expression? Jung had a keen interest in the creative soul. 4, how am I doing in terms of accessing spiritual resources important to me? Jung spent his entire career immersed in the world's wisdom traditions. And 5, how am I doing in terms of working on my personal shadow? That was Jung's own term, as we've talked about. And it's the same thing that the 12-step program is emphasizing when it observes, we are only as sick as our secrets. You just as easily say we're only as sick as our shadow. So for today, what I'd like to invite you to consider is, why not apply this 5-part inventory we just discussed? In other words, on a daily basis this week, can you review the state of the union for each of these human dimensions, each one of which is vital? These 5 dimensions are body, mind, soul, spirit, and shadow. For any of those areas that you discover that they're already well nourished, I want to congratulate you, and that's quite sincere. Good for you. And if any of them require a bit more attention than you've been giving them, well, then let's all roll up our sleeves and get to work. For example, if you found that you need to work more on your shadow, something that we've just discussed here in the last few days, why not start a journal of self-transparency, being transparent to yourself, a diary? Or maybe join a self-help support group. The 12-step support groups, I've been involved in refuge recovery, smart recovery, all of them are safe places for us to be able to discuss and open into, to disclose and explore our shadow. So why not start some project like that this week, where you can identify and process shadow material and take the same attitude towards any one of those dimensions that needs a bit more attention, needs to be more fully nourished. I believe there's no better time than now, today, to seek more balance in our busy lives, and I hope that you'll consider doing that yourself. So good luck with this exercise as you apply it over the next few days. I look forward to seeing you here again as we begin to move back into mind-body bridging. These next posts will be picking back up where we left off. And between now and the next time I see you, which I hope is soon, please stay healthy, stay safe, be well, and come join me again soon. Take care.